First off, Chris, I just want to thank you for joining me tonight and taking time out of your band practice for doing this little test for me.
Thank you for having me. Happy to do it.
So, without clicking on anything yet, how does this first page strike you?
Um, it's easy to maneuver, if you will, and I really like the background with the guitar necks and the headstocks in there. Not like in your face, but subtle. And for someone, I can already tell with fat fingers, I hate tiny little things I have to click on to enter things into. So, good sizing.
And what do you think will happen after this page?
Um, I would assume go some sort of home page where it's got kind of the main menu as to what looks like record and share. I get to choose what I want to do, find some of my files that I already have. Just kind of the main menu. Choose where you're going to go from there, screen, if you will.
Great. So, I'm going to give you a handful of tasks to complete, 4 in total. Just some specific objectives for you to complete with the tools available to you.
Right.
Just remember, I'm not testing you.
Good.
I'm testing the prototype. You literally can't make any mistakes, so just be as honest as possible. And in fact, mistakes or should I say frustrations are good because they help us identify how the app falls short.
Um,
It should only take 20 minutes or less. And as you're going through the tasks, I want you to think out loud as you do them, okay?
can do.
Just tell me your process, tell me what you're learning, tell me what's frustrating you, and what you think could be better.
All right.
And keep in mind, this is a prototype. It's not an actual functioning application. So not every element is clickable, even though we really tried our best to make every element clickable.
I understand.
So feel free, if you find something that's not clickable, to tell me what your expectations are of what would happen.
What would happen?
Yep.
Gotcha.
All right, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. So first scenario, collaborating. You would like to start collaborating, recording a project with your band. Something you can work on outside of any scheduled practice you may have. The problem is you don't really have any tools conducive to doing that. So what you need is some kind of lightweight application that can be used on a mobile device. Something easy, fast, not too cluttered with features. You're not looking for studio quality recording so much as you are something to send ideas back and forth on. So you've found an application and it's called riffBites, and you would like to give it a try.
Alrighty.
So to get started, you will need to create an account. Then you will record and name your first project. And once you're done with that, you will share this project with your band or bandmates, and which you may or may not already have accounts of their own.
Okay.
So based on the options available to you, determine how to share the project with them.
Alrighty.
So first step, create an account.
Alright.
Oh, and nothing's typable, unfortunately. So you just pretend like you typed.
Gotcha. Alright. I'm Chris. My email is cstatter. I ain't telling you my password, sorry, but I'll verify it. And I'm going to sign up. Sweet. So I have logged in.
So you want to record and name your first project?
Alright. Big Al. Oh, no, it's not recording. Do I have to? Is that something that would show up if it is recording? So
Yeah.
I just have to assume that it is.
Yep, exactly.
Big Al is a goof. Okay. I'm going to pause it. I'm typing Big Al is a goof. And, project name. I'm just going to leave that as project 1. Track name, Big Al is a goof. I'm going to save, and now I need to send it to him. So, So I'm going to zoom up there. So if I'm already members, I would go to the collaborators here. And I'm just going to pick these and pretend they're my bandmates. And I think it made some beeps, but I'm not confirmed right now that they're like added to it. But it did say project sent to collaborators, and I did see like a blue thing up in the top left corner, so I can only assume that they received it. And frankly, if I just have to text them, that ain't the end of the world. If they're not on, I'd invite via email, contacts. Oh, did I just completely... No, I hit export project, go to contacts. I might have missed a step, or I'm repeating myself. Either way, frankly, I think I just sent a project to my collaborators.
No, that's great. You did a great job.
Was that the end of it?
Yep.
Ta-da!
Any thoughts on the process?
I would just say something to confirm what you've sent. I don't know. If I created another project, it'd probably be easier to see. Like, I'm sure there might be a selection of what I'm sending or whatnot.
Okay.
But something to like confirm. And I don't know how much this stores or if it's just like, hey, I assume it stores some because you name your projects. But just to confirm, like I saw on the top left, it was like beeping blue every time I hit something. So it's like, okay, it's registering. I hit send. Because it's my first time using it. I did it twice, but I think kind of after that, it's like, oh, it sent the first time and you just trust it. But that's the only thing that I would like confirm what you're sending into whom. I am kind of old school and not tech savvy, however.
No, that's right. No,
For
that's
being someone that
helpful.
plays with electronics all day, I'm not that tech savvy on that.
No problem. Okay, so we're going to do task 2. So this time you're not really working on a collaborative project. You would like to record a couple of tracks within one project to start laying the foundation for a song you're working on. You're going to explore some of the deeper features within the application to dial in the best sound that you can for your new song.
All right. So I'm making a couple projects.
So first, navigate to your project list screen. Wonderful. Create a new project.
That's pretty plain and simple right there.
And tune your guitar using the built-in tuner feature.
Having not, you know what, it is pretty basic to find. I don't know. I'll be honest, kind of up and down. Could be a little bit more visible on knowing which one tuner. Like, I almost think that just like tuner, although it is a pretty cool graphic, it took me a sec. So do I just hit the... Gotcha. Okay, without it being fully operable, I'm assuming you play in there. You can choose your guitar. I actually do different tuning. Is that something that's not? So you basically hit tuning. It gives you alternative tunings once you go through there. Yeah, that's pretty. Assuming that you just select the buttons for what you want, and then you hit your tuning, and it automatically goes to that, and then you play into that. I can see the microphone on there, assuming that's going to show like how the levels. That's a pretty clear and easy tuner, as well as just being able to read through here and being able to nail the points. If you're high or low on there, that should be pretty easy to read for anyone.
Great. So next, I would like you to record 2 tracks and then access volume adjustment and make adjustments.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Sweet new track. Gonna hit pause. Project, I think there were already some in there. We'll say project 2. I don't have a name for the song, so part 1. Save. Sorry, what was I doing? I'm doing that and then I'm doing volume adjustments on it, or doing it afterwards?
Anytime you want.
Either way. So that's effects. That's pretty sweet. You can add some distortion, reverb, chorus to it. Oh, duh. Okay, if you're thinking straight, the volume's actually pretty obvious. For whatever reason, I limit parametric EQ sliders. Oh, nice. So you essentially do have an EQ within the volume there. I'm going to move the bass down and move the treble up because that's how I like everything. Master volume somewhere in the middle. I'm going to play it just to see how it works. Oh, that's cool, and you can play the whole project. So I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to record another track.
Great.
Oh, after I did that, it does it, and then you can go adjust the volume, and then you hit pause, all that stuff, and assuming you can then hit play the whole project or just play your single one at a time.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it gives you several options.
Well,
I'm a fan of that. That's actually for not having ever used it. Like I got a game on my phone that I still don't know how to play, and I've been playing it for like 2 months. That's getting to know the symbols is honestly the only thing I've like found at this point. It's just like kind of everything is understanding the language of the app or whatever you're working with. So figuring out the symbols. Yeah, that was really easy actually for having never done that before.
Great. Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
Any suggestions on, like, would you want any labels or anything on them, or do you feel like that?
I feel like basically going through the first thing made me already kind of adapt to how like it saves things. I would say my only thing would kind of down the line, like seeing how many of them it saves, how it kind of organizes it, but having not seen that yet, I don't know. But it has a lot of, you could play on an acoustic guitar and add some distortion based on what you've got built in there already. And based on having, I know it's just a basic bass and treble, but you could really make almost any instrument sound, close enough for getting a point across. And my whole thing with this, I wouldn't have expected that. Usually, you just have an acoustic guitar or like, set your phone up next to a piano, play some notes, say, hey, check this out, boom, send video. So I never anticipated that it would have those there. So anything that helps you dial in tone is the holy grail for any, at least guitarist, but any musician. Finding your tone makes you happy with life. So anything that you can adjust, and obviously you're not going to get it to like, settings of a 32 or 60 some odd, band EQ, but that's more than I would have ever anticipated.
Awesome.
Let's leave it at that.
Great. So task 3, jamming on your favorite band. So you've got a song that you just can't stop playing. In fact, you like it so much, you'd like to come up with an additional part of your own to layer on top of it. So like you have an actual song, like,
yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was clear.
Is it like saved in the app or just like I'm listening to Weezer Blue Album and I love My Name is Jonas and I want to play a new part on it?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yep. The application is capable of layering tracks, and it has an additional feature for note recognition. You would like to try these out. So from the projects list, create a new project, record your favorite song, and name the project. Once the track is recorded, access the note recognition feature and record the notes and chords, and then save the results to your project notes.
Alrighty then. There we go. I don't want to do that. I think I start a new project is how you do it anyhow. Oh, that's pretty cool. There's all your settings there. That looks like a metronome, I would take it. Is this something where I would just simply... Might be my confusion.
Yeah.
I've got the just, and this is like just directions. I was going to go search for a place where I could like look up music, and now I'm thinking probably doesn't do that. I just need to have it on my record player, pull it up close, record it. Is that kind of the recording that we're talking about?
Yes.
Understanding that, that's really easy. Okay. So new project, record. The workers are going home. Cool. Project name, Weezer. Track name, my name is Jonas. And then was I going to record my new part over that and then do the note recognition? Is that the order, the directions I'm...
Yeah, you can do it that way, or you can go straight to the note recognition feature.
Track notes and chords. Without knowing what's going on there, I would assume that it just kind of matches whatever it's hearing up to the natural note, and then somewhere displays, based on what it's hearing. I don't know if it would break it down in multiple things. So the only thing I'm curious about is it going to pick like the whole, main note of the song? Is it going to pick up harmonies? Is it going to show all, the different parts of the song on there? So that would be intriguing to see what it's picking up there. I stumbled upon this page earlier, so it's pretty cool that I assume that I can type in my lyrics here. And I can type in track comments and then project comments, which I assume breaks down like, you can access the track comments from the project comments, just as kind of breaking it down. But track is obviously overall like what I want to do with it. So you could type in like add extra harmonies. If I want to do lyrics, you could, do parentheses, say the workers are going home, and then you could put in, whatever the workers are still going home, is whatever you want for the next ones. And go back there to track that. And then I was going to overdub a part on it, essentially.
Yeah, let's do that.
It looks like I am still on track 1, so the workers are still going home. Now track 2's coming up, so I'm not sure if I've overdubbed at this point, but I'm still going to save it. I honestly just... Frankly, I just clicked on this because I was more intrigued as to what it was.
Yeah.
But to be able to crop the track so we could, if I accidentally hit the button and I was like recording a bunch of stuff, I could crop it down to exactly what I want of it. Or most of the time, like if you're playing something new, you're playing it over and over. If it's kind of difficult, you might be screwing up on it. So you can just keep, it's kind of like actors in a movie. They just keep trying to do the scene over and over and over, kind of until they get it. They're like, oh, retake. This, just crop it down to what you do. And you use your fingers on there. Okay, so that may not have been going for... I'm honestly just kind of clicking buttons at this point to see what they do.
That's all
right. Note recognition. Oh, and here's where you play the track so you can see what you've already come up with. Delete if you don't like it. Lyric notation. I'm not sure if this is something where you type in something or it tells you what you've already written down. I assume it tells you what you've already written down. I kind of forgot what I'm doing, but I'm just going around with stuff because it's kind of cool.
Keep going.
Note recognition, play track to begin. Oh, and it shows you on the piano. Would be, let's see if you play track. That's exactly what I thought it would. So it looks like it picks up, shows you the notes on there, and gives you kind of a spacing as to how long it is. And obviously, as you are playing it, you should kind of know the timing of it. That's fun. Oh, add track comment. Boo, boo, boo. You are awesome. That's what I write in my track comments. What am I doing at this point? Am I overdubbing stuff still?
No, you're good. You're just exploring the app. It's great.
Oh. Let's assume where you play it. I didn't know if I'd completed all of it.
Oh, you did everything you were supposed to. Great.
Cool.
Okay. So you're finally done with that personal project you were working on. It's super sick, and you're excited to share it far and wide. Access your finished project, Project 1 from your projects list, share your project to social media, and download it to your computer. And rather locate where you would complete these actions from. And once you're done with that, navigate back to your projects list. And I'll tell you that in a minute, actually.
Okay.
Do that first, better.
So I think I already kind of cheated. I selected project 1.
Mm-hmm.
So project 1's pulled up. I want to export that stuff. So collaborators, I was already in. Friends, you can invite via email, invite contacts. Sharing. That's what I'm supposed to do. Was I sharing on Facebook? Well, I know what they all look like. Share on Facebook. Doesn't look like that. Goes all the way through, but I assume it takes you to a screen where you can choose like users. Do you want to share with everyone? Usually, just share with everyone on there. I am so not in. I don't think one of them's Twitter. I truthfully barely even know what the Twitter thing looks like. So
I think that's SoundCloud.
Yeah, I truthfully
that's my guess.
Yeah, I don't that's on me. I play music, but I don't do any of that stuff. So I don't know. I only know the F for Facebook. Okay, so I've shared with Facebook, and then I want to download to my computer. Was that the next part?
Yeah.
Okay, export project. Anything it keeps going to collaborators. I assume I can. Favorites. There's a favorite section, so I could easily add myself.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like down here I could start typing people in. I would think too, with it just not being fully there too, that export gives you an op. I mean, either way, you send it to yourself in this project, or gives you options to send to. I always send to my email just so I can keep it in there. If I ever delete it from my computer, I can pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
From some other computer and have that. I don't know if that's specific to me.
Yeah, so these export buttons are specific to your phone functionality, so it'll pull up whatever phone functionality you have for
that makes sense, yeah.
Yep.
So I have a gazillion options on there where I can do different, whatever email I want. And then it looks like you already have the options within the app to, assumedly your bandmates are in this with you. So you just go select them, send it, and then you want to send it to yourself off your phone and just export it to yourself. Boom, done and done.
Great. So now that you're done with that, navigate back to your projects list and delete project 3 because it's not coming along well. And
it was terrible. I'm sorry that you had to listen to it. It was really bad. Okay, top left. Oh, it's already there for you, but even if it wasn't, I would assume, I just want to kind of mess around. Add profile. Okay. There's arrows there, so I assume you just click the arrow, kind of lets you decide what you want to do. The trash can's there. I hit the trash can. Boom, get rid of that. It's probably going to ask me, are you sure you want to do this? If it doesn't, I would say that it should, just because I have fat fingers.
Mm-hmm.
So if nothing else, do it for me. Are you sure you want to delete project 3? Yes, boom, in the trash, no longer on there. Then what was I doing after that?
You're going to log out.
Oh, I already cheated because I was messing around. You hit the right corner, hit log out. See you later.
Perfect. Well, great. So what are your thoughts, and what did you find easy or difficult?
Truthfully, the only thing at that point, like I said, every app you kind of have to learn what it is. And if you've played music, a metronome means timing. What a tuner looks like. So it's a little small, I would say, but I also have crummy vision. And I just don't use my phone very often. I don't do apps, but for an app, for someone that doesn't use them, it was really easy to navigate through. It's pretty obvious, the menu buttons. It just seems, to order, I would assume project 1, 2, 3, it's probably going to have an alphabetical order, or at some point you can choose how you want to sort it. Maybe it's most recent. Easy to read there. Pretty easy to navigate and really basic and simple, but at the same time, it did have a few things I did not anticipate, adding effects. That it adds a layer. If you're on an acoustic, I can't whip out my pedal board with a gazillion things on there and, hey, check out this, phaser with, the chorus effect that I got going and this delay and blah, blah, blah. Delays, really obviously something that would never be on there, but to be able to add something I never would have anticipated, especially with a little EQ, you could really make, you could take an acoustic and, if you heard hey, this is what I hear, it needs grit, it needs to be rough. the fact that you can do that to better emphasize an idea, because it really, something that's difficult, like we play a lot of rock. It's difficult to translate an acoustic riff into rock just because some of that gain and distortion. You get the basic points of it, but you don't feel, the emotion, how hard they're hitting, just every little inch about, you just don't get through that. So I thought that was really cool. And frankly, for someone who's not tech savvy, it's really easy to navigate. Um, Easy to navigate through.
Awesome. Well, thank you for helping me out. And I thought the recording stopped. Thank you for helping me out. And if you have any more thoughts or questions, just let me know.
Thank you. That was a blast. It's great. I'm a fan.